All right, welcome into PrizePicks on 5 here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick and at 5 Reasons Sports. Right above me, I got David Freeman. You can follow him at Taco Bout Sports. And then David Eversole, you can follow him at David W. Eversole. Remember to use the code 5, F-I-V-E. Get your initial deposit matched up to $100. You can find PrizePicks on the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, or just PrizePicks.com. But you got to use that code 5, F-I-V-E. If you don't want to put down 100, put down 20. They'll match that. So it's whatever you want to do. But make sure you're using the code 5. This was just rated the number one fastest growing sports property in the country for last year. And it is legal in the state of Florida and many other states. All right, let's get to it. We're going to do some NBA stuff coming up over the next week. The NBA props are all up. But today, Jets Dolphins up in Jersey. And look, no Tua today, so we're not playing that prop. It does look like Hill and Waddle are going to play. And so they are on the board, but none of us went that direction. Friedman, I'll go to you first. What do you like on the Dolphins side?
I'm just going under on Teddy attempts. I mean, I feel like it'll be more like the game that Tua had, like 18 or 19 pass attempts. I don't think they asked him to do a whole lot, especially after – like, he didn't play bad, but he's making some scary throws. I almost took him on the interception too, so – I can see them running the ball a lot. I go back to like San Francisco in those divisional games, like a lot of like 15 to 12 games and things like that. So a lot of running, even if they're running into the line over and over again kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm actually going to – I'll go next here, and then I'll go to David because I'm with you on this when it comes to Teddy. I think they're going to be highly conservative today, actually, which is why both of my props are in that direction. I'm going to go on my PrizePicks. I'm going to go under 240.5 passing yards. I think he'll be maybe the high 100s, low 200s. You look at the numbers there, but obviously those are a little bit skewed because he's been kind of all over the place. But if you look at Teddy's history, he'll have like one big game and then like 2 or 3 real small games in terms of yardage. And I just think they're going to manage him. And for that, I also think they are going to need to run the ball. It's hard to know with the Dolphins who's going to run it. But that number on Edmonds is really low, 27.5. I mean, he breaks 2, and he's over that, and I think he can do that against this Jets defense. So I'm going to go over on Chase Edmonds rushing at 27.5 and under on 240.5 for Teddy. What do you think there, David?
Well, on the Dolphins side, I think they're going to want to run the ball, obviously, but with Hill and Waddle maybe a little bit, not quite 100%. I think this could be a Mike Gesicki safety net type game. And he's only at 2 receptions. I mean, I think that's just an absurdly low number for this particular matchup. So I'm going to take Gesicki over 2 receptions on the Dolphins side. I do agree. I think they're going to want to run the ball a lot and just kind of keep it manageable for Teddy in terms of down and distance. So I agree with you both on terms of the under. But on the Jets side, I think Zach Wilson is going to go over 215.5 passing. Mm-hmm. They're likely to maybe be behind in the second half. And the Dolphins' pass defense just hasn't been good. They've given up the second most passing yards in the league this year. So I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for them against maybe a little bit of a limited secondary for the Dolphins as well. So for the Jets to stay in this game, I think it's going to be Wilson making a few big plays. So I like him over 215 passing today.
So we know that Byron Jones is not playing. What is Howard's status at this point? Do we know?
I mean, I think his last I saw questionable. 11:30 right. They'll have it out confirmed, yeah, but he's not 100%, obviously. Right. So
yeah, no,
some room there.
I see that. And look, I think when we look again at this matchup, I think this is one of those where McDaniel's just going to try to get out of it, as best he can. I will say this: if Gesicki doesn't go over the 2 receptions, he's going to be a story again this week because this has been highly disappointing in terms of the way that he's integrated into the offense. Friedman, what else you got? Anything?
I don't really think it's that disappointing, to be honest. And disappointing, okay, but like surprising, not really.
Surprising. Yeah.
So that part of it, but that's the thing is like tight end wise, I've actually been more. I used I think Smythe twice this season. I haven't wanted to touch Gesicki, and those numbers are super low and all that. It's just scary, man. Like that offense is just not. I said in the beginning of the year, like that fullback is going to get a lot of work, The Jets, I went over him on more yards. He lit them up last year. I mean, I could see with Zach Wilson, I can see the receptions too. I think he's been at like 3 or 4 receptions. I think he's at 3.5.
He's at 3.5 in this one, yeah.
I could see him going over that a lot. I mean, like you said, their pass defense giving up a lot of short dink and dunk stuff and whatever. But I think he'll get the yards.
I'm off the board of this game. One prop I like, and I know this sounds crazy because of what he's done to the Falcons over the years. I think the Brady number is exceedingly high. 285.5 passing yards. I'm going under on that. I'm going to play that in a couple of different places. I may end up being wrong, and he may do. I know it's 10 straight times or whatever, and all the rest. And we obviously know the 28-3 history. I just think he's got a lot on his mind lately. Like I think that, and also their receivers are not completely healthy. As you can see, he's gone under 3 of the last 5 times. They signed a receiver 2 weeks ago, and then he retired. I'm gonna go under on Brady on passing yards. Anything else before we just give the code and go?
There's something I love is Joe Burrow versus the Ravens. The only pass defense giving up more yards than the Dolphins is Baltimore. A lot of those teams, obviously, they did to each other. But in 2 games last year, Burrow had 941 yards passing versus the Ravens. He had 525 in the last game and 416 in the first game last year against Baltimore. So I think he's going to smash this 270.5 today against the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I might play a Burrow over Brady under. I'm actually a little surprised that Burrow's number is lower than Brady's by about 10. All right, make sure you're using that code 5FIVE. Get your deposit matched up to $100. Do you want to mention for NBA fans, we're going to start doing that stuff this week. So we're going to look at the props and get you guys on there, but make sure you're using the code. Have a good day, everybody.